The color blue. Blue is a color that portrays trust, loyalty, wisdom, confidence, intelligence, faith, and truth. It also strongly represents calmness and tranquility. In The Great Gatsby, not only does the color blue show sadness or melancholy, but it also represents holy figures throughout the book. An example would be like when Nick and Tom are inside the yellow coupe. Nick tells us, the reader, that instinct made him step on the accelerator with the double purpose of overtaking Daisy and leaving Wilson behind. And we sped along towards Astoria at 50 miles an hour until, among the spidery girders of the elevated, we came in sight of the easygoing blue coupe. So basically what's happening here is that Tom Buchanan sees Gatsby and Daisy together in his car. Now the car is blue, which can represent loyalty and cleanliness, but in this situation, blue represents the sadness that Tom feels of seeing his wife with another man.
Another example would be, while Nick is describing the Valley of Ashes, he tells the reader, the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg are blue and gigantic. The retinas are 1 yard high. The eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg are described as big and blue, and that represents God looking down on the corruption of the people.
Furthermore, when Nick is all by himself sitting alone after Gatsby's death, he says, "I thought of Gatsby's wonder when he first picked out the green light at the end of Daisy's dock. He had come a long way to this blue lawn, and his dream must have seemed so close that he could hardly fail to grasp it." The color blue represents the water, and it makes the water seem sort of like a barrier to Gatsby. When George Wilson, Mr. Michaelis, and Nick were in the room together, Nick tells us that George Wilson was glad a little later when he noticed a change in the room, blue quickening by the window, and realized that dawn wasn't far off. About 5 o'clock, it was blue enough outside to snap off the light. Because of Myrtle's death, blue is portrayed as sadness in this room. Throughout the whole book, we could conclude that blue isn't really used much, but when it is used, it's usually showing a figure, or a presence, or even some emotion, such as sadness and stress.
The end. Kisses. Take care.